Why does linguistic prejudice exist in language? Imagine someone judging you just because of how you speak. It might seem unfair, but this kind of bias is quite common and rooted in how society views language. Language is more than just words. It's a way people show who they are and where they come from. When we hear someone speak, we often make quick assumptions about their background, education, or social status. These judgments are not about the language itself but about what that language signals about a person's identity. In many societies, certain ways of speaking are seen as more correct or prestigious. For example, people might think that a person who speaks in a standard dialect is more educated or professional than someone with a regional accent. This creates a hierarchy where some dialects or languages are valued more than others. These perceptions are often tied to larger social issues like race, ethnicity, and class. When a group's language is considered less valuable, it can lead to unfair treatment and discrimination. From an anthropological point of view, language is a key part of how people identify with their community. Different groups develop their own ways of speaking, and these become symbols of belonging. When dominant groups impose their language norms, they often do so as a way to reinforce their power. This can make minority languages or dialects seem less important or less legitimate. Over time, this can deepen social inequalities and reinforce stereotypes about certain groups. Linguistic prejudice is often unconscious, meaning people might not even realize they are judging others. For example, someone might assume that a person with a strong regional accent is less intelligent, even if that's not true. These biases can influence important areas of life, like getting a job, accessing health care, or gaining respect in social settings. When someone is judged negatively because of how they speak, it can make them feel excluded or less valued. Linguistic prejudice can also serve as a way to express other forms of bias, like racism or xenophobia. Criticizing someone's language becomes a way to dismiss or demean them without directly addressing their race or ethnicity. This is called linguicism, where language-based discrimination helps justify unequal treatment. It's a social construct that varies across different cultures and historical periods. Understanding why linguistic prejudice exists helps us see how language is tied to power and social structures. Recognizing these biases allows us to challenge them. Valuing all forms of language and promoting inclusive language policies can help reduce discrimination. When we respect different ways of speaking, we support fairness and equality in society.